You can have the best plans in the world, and then the client comes calling, our old friend, the client, and we can have the most perfect schedule that reflects our priorities, but the client comes calling and it just blows it out of the water. And we, I think, need to get a handle on the client dynamic if we're really going to actually be productive in a way that's sustainable. And the first thing I want to say is that there is a social cost to saying no. It's edgy. Saying no to a client, we worry they'll go elsewhere, we'll worry what they'll think of us. It's natural, it's normal. The people who work for you also feel that even more acutely because they're less established in their careers. And what we do is, with our best plans, when the client comes knocking, we kind of get a bit nervous system spooked. We kind of are like a rabbit caught in headlights, and we just say yes and go with it, rather than stepping back, seeing where this urgent request fits in with the overall matrix of priorities, and making a decision about when to do it and how to do it, rather than just default reacting to yes. And so I've become really interested in, especially working with and other companies, how do you actually change the client dynamic? Because a lot of people will come in with a lot of learned helplessness, and they will be like, there's nothing I can do. The client has these expectations of me, I just have to follow suit. What I've found is that a lot of it actually comes upstream in the project kickoff. It's where you talk explicitly about ways of working. What are the mutual expectations of when we're available and when we're not available? How do we like to work? When might be an area or a time where we can't work? But you're doing that up front so that when the project inevitably hits that rocky patch, you can return to pre-agreements. Along with that, you want to essentially build political capital. You want to knock it out of the park early so that when a crunch time comes across multiple clients and projects, you have more latitude and flexibility to request some leeway with the client in order to make it through the bottleneck when you have multiple clients on the go. And then finally, and my favorite, is the idea of surfacing and deflecting. So they might come to you with something urgent, and it's literally impossible to get it done in their time frame given your other obligations to your clients. And so what you can say is, well, here's what I currently have on. So you invite them into the things that you have on, and you actually give them an estimation of when you'll be able to do it. So it's like when you're waiting for the tube in London. It can be late, as long as you know how much time it's going to be late by. It's like, okay, fine, it's ready in 5 minutes. I'm fine with that. It's when we don't know when it's coming, that's when we can start to panic and be like, why aren't you doing it now? And crucially, to buy you time in that gap between when they want to do it, you to do it, and when you want to do it and can do it, is that you ask them for the missing input on their side. So you actually turn the ball over to them, and you ask them, for now I need the following input. So these are just some simple hacks. But what I've learned is that a no is never really a no. It's unrealistic that you're ever actually going to say a definitive no to a client when you're offering a premium service. And so really the key to understanding no is to slow down your yes. It's as simple as just not going into that reactive default of yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, and actually just taking a step back, slowing down your yes, buying yourself some time, and then making a decision based on your bird's eye view of what's priority. Very simple things. Let me look at my schedule and get back to you. You don't have to answer immediately. Let me check in with my team and see if that fits with what's going on. That might be what a junior person says. So these are some of like just very simple, basic essentially hacks to change the client dynamic and to come out of subservience, which a lot of even high-powered consultants and lawyers are caught in. And I'm also aware that there is so much wisdom in the room over years about the art of actually dealing with the client and creating a successful client relationship that's sustainable. And so I want to turn it over to you. And again, I'm curious, turn to a new neighbor, unless you've been in threes, and my prompt to you is what resonates, and crucially, also what's missing. There's a lot of wisdom in the room, and is it possible to make this work in practice? So I'll invite you to take 2 minutes to do that now.